Well, that's right. As we enter a whole new day in trade, let's take a look at the forces that are likely to impact our markets in trade today. The first being the US handover, and of course it's very important because while the S&P 500 has gained for a third straight session in a row, it was a rather muted day in trade yesterday across the US indices. The Dow managed to barely gain around 36 points, and the Nasdaq actually just lost a little bit, closing just about in the red. Now, Amazon shares yesterday were under pressure amid the management change that we've heard of, with Jeff Bezos stepping down to be replaced by Andy Jassy, although he is a very capable person and currently heading the main profit engine of the company. So the Nasdaq fell a meager 0.1%, so nothing to worry about, but it just wasn't the huge gains that we're used to seeing for all three of the benchmarks. Now, key earnings of eBay, PayPal, and Qualcomm, right? PayPal did well post earnings. They beat estimates 3% up. eBay also did very well, beating estimates and gained a massive 7%. Apple shares were up 2% because there's rumors that a deal between them and Hyundai Kia might be finalized soon. However, Qualcomm fell 7% on worse than expected earnings. As of this morning, Dow futures are just about up 40 points and S&P and Nasdaq futures are pretty much flat. Asian stocks this morning, as a result, have dipped in early trade. The Nikkei was down 0.36%. The Topix was also down fractionally. The Kospi in South Korea was also down 0.37%. And S&P ASX 200 in Australia is also down 0.32%. So Asia Pacific stocks also taking a bit of a breather today, and mainland Chinese stocks as well, not showing any particularly large uptick. In Europe, yesterday closed higher, so it might open under pressure today. As of now, the futures are under pressure. The Stoxx 600 closed up over 0.3% yesterday. Auto stocks rebounded to gain around 2.7%, but most of your sectors ended the day in positive territory. Particularly in Italy, the FTSE MIB jumped 2.1%, with former ECB President Mario Draghi setting to form a unity government. We then have two commodities that we always need to check on, oil and gold. Oil prices rose 2% yesterday to their highest that we've seen in a year. US stockpiles compressed to the lowest we've seen in a while, and OPEC, of course, maintained its supply cut. Brent crude futures, as a result, were up 1.74% to $58.46 per barrel, so nearly 59, and WTI crude was up 1.7% higher at $55.69 per barrel. And if you want to look at silver and gold, silver rose 2%, betting on a possible pickup in industrial demand. Spot silver was up 1% at $26.87. And then if we look at gold, spot gold fell 0.14% to $1,834.86 per ounce. And US gold futures added 0.2% to $1,836 per ounce. Commodity outlook will now be very closely tied to upcoming stimulus.